The only thing is some carbon has like acidic residue, and that's bad. And so what you need to do is you need to put like screws into the box with this, into like a bag with that, and then if the screws rust, then you know that it's not the right carbon. And I bought that because it was cheaper. I'm really hoping I find I'm really hoping I find the carbon. It's kind of upsetting because I have sort of like a logical place to put stuff. A little bit logical. It's not fully logical. What's in here? Some repair parts. Come on. Where could it be? Why do I have that? Dang it, folks. What's in here? That's not it. Yeah, I don't think I'll be able to find it. Damn it. That was my plan for the day. Oh well. It is printed, so there we go. How's it going, Mr. Ireland? You had just missed it. But I was just showing off all the Voron parts I've been printing in the Sparkle Purple. I think it's Purple Mist ABS Plus from Sparta 3D. The parts come out absolutely wonderful looking. Beauty. And you also missed the dinosaur head in Galaxy Black PLA. The print came out absolutely incredible. So that's 150% print size, 150% scale. I also have, so I don't have a second camera today. Usually I have a second camera pointed at the 3D printer. However, today is different because I have started my DIY streamable microscope project. I'm just missing a couple parts from AliExpress to finish it, but proof of concept, it works. It is now taking up a permanent spot on my workbench that way, and I need to swap out a couple things, like my stream monitor is here. I want to put it here that way. And then I'll be able to clear my workbench on this side, and then I'll have my microscope on the other side, and I'll probably even set up a soldering iron there permanently, because it was a concept that I've had in my head for a long time. I think I've shown you guys the block diagram of it, and now it is coming to reality, and it seems to function perfectly. What's in this box? Oh, that's my, oh, that's for the controller. Oh, what's in this box? Oh, no. That's something else entirely. Dang it. Where did my stuff go? Oh, well. So yeah, pretty happy about that. So now, I guess, since we don't have the Nevermore to assemble, we have to put that to the side. And we will instead work on the latest PCBs. So let me run upstairs and get those. I don't have them on hand because I thought we'd be doing Nevermore stuff until at least the first coffee break. But never have I been so wrong. I'll go get it then. PCBWay is a bit different these days. They have my box wrapped in a clear plastic instead of like the DHL plastic. So that's easy because I could just take the plastic off and my address comes off with it. Oh no, they put another label on top of that. Never mind. Or underneath that, I should say. Let me peel off this label. So this PCB, because I was busy with the college, which is done now, college contract is over, which means I'll have a little bit more freedom. This PCB is a new one for me because I have not prototyped this circuit at all. I'll tell you guys exactly what I did. I had a conversation with AI and I said, I set up some stakes for it, saying that if it screws up, I'm going to be homeless. Try to put some pressure on it. And I told it, hold on, I need to find a frickin' marker too. I told it that what I wanted to do. And I said, what are the odds that we're going to get this working? And it said 95%. And I was like, all right, so I'm going to order the PCB. But if it doesn't work, you're going to make me homeless. Obviously, this is not true. Let me just censoring my info here. By the way, if anybody here is in Canada, this is my favorite marker to censor with. This is a Dollarama Jumbo Permanent Marker. I've tried all sorts of markers. The only ones that work better than these are paint markers, but paint markers are expensive. So if you go down to the Dollarama, or if you're American, you want to come support the Canadian economy, go down to the Dollarama, get yourself a marker. So AI is confident that we can get this working. I think we're not doing anything beyond what the library should be able to do. God damn. PCBWay is trying its best to dox me today. Here we go. Don't know if there's anything. Probably not, but I'll flip it upside down anyways. So sadly, it wasn't small enough of a PCB to be able to get 20 or 15. I think I only got 10. but the bonus is that the PCBs are identical, and this project requires 2. So actually I should probably turn on some lights, huh? Let's see. Ugh. There we go. Nothing bad has ever happened to you. Yep. So first of all, let's take a look. I don't know if that's focusing. There we go. So this is, I believe I did put markings on here. Yeah. So there are 3 servo inputs, outputs, 1, 2, 3, and 3 potentiometer inputs, 1, 2, 3. And then that takes power over, or that takes those signals over to an RP2040 and then that outputs to an NRF24L01, and I've got a double footprint here because, let me show you. I need to remove this stuff. Into a box you go. I think I was maybe not prototyping, but messing with some stuff here. Not these. Heart rate sensors. Oh. So this and this. Perfect. So this footprint should be able to fit this NRF module, like so. But I've got this second footprint, which should fit. It does this. Oh, you guys can't see. This NRF module. So look how tiny this is going to be. So this is essentially a remote control transmitter and receiver board. It does both. And it'll do either the big, which is not that big, or the small, which is quite a bit smaller. And if this works, then that's my jam. That's what we're going to hope for. 3 potentiometer inputs, 3 servo outputs. Don't remember what's this. Oh yeah, this is for an OLED display. So we have OLED display on top of that. Somehow I put them backwards though. SDA, SCL, 3v3 and ground. It should be the other way around, but that's okay. So yeah, we can get one of these soldered up. Actually, 2 of these soldered up. And then we can go ahead and prototype it. Pretty sure I'm going to solder the NRF directly to the board. Oh yeah, and there's caps to make sure that the power stays clean on the NRF. The only thing is, I don't remember which pin I set up as 1. Is it this side or the other side? It's a good question. I think it was this side. Yeah, because that's ground and this is ground. So we need to solder on the little things first. So I got a big AMS 1117 to go onto here and a whole bunch of caps. I want to add pretty much all the caps onto this board. And then we should be good to go. So yeah, that's the operating plan today. And then later on today, I'm going to find the Nevermore stuff, which is really itching on my consciousness right now because I had it. And I even checked my purchase history. I definitely bought it. I remember unboxing it, but I can't find it. So that's not good, especially because I have a 3D printer parts box that I put everything into. I'm just gonna have a quick look again because it is really bothering me. Okay, so not that, not there, not these broken meters, not here. This is what you guys signed up for, by the way. Don't blame me. What's this? Nope. Plastic sheathing. Once again, I am reminded that a little bit of organization would go a long way. But I don't have any. Could be under there. Oh well. Not gonna worry about it now. Why did I use I2C? How's it going, Gerald? For the OLED, it's going to be an OLED here. So there's going to be an OLED here because I think the goal is to build an RC this is going to be an RC controller and an RC receiver all in one, essentially. All right, so need to find some AMS 1117s. Where did I put those? Should be not far though. What about over here? Is this my box with the AMS 1117s? This would be it. Use the 5 volts. .3 volts. Perfect. I guess I should raise up the camera too. So yeah, the I2C is for an OLED. It's so that I can see. It's so I can I2C what I'm doing. Let's add a little bit of danger, shall we? Instead of soldering on 3D printer filament boxes, we will solder on my lithium polymer containment blast-proof cases. So it should make this more entertaining if something goes horribly wrong. There we go. Let's turn on the soldering iron. Oh, it's got little feet on it. There we go. Don't know if that's in focus. Hopefully it is. Apparently ChatGPT went down yesterday, and there are communities in the world that people date artificial intelligence, and these people were freaking out that their digital partners were gone. Okay. So let's tack a leg first. Probably should grab a pair of tweezers. I think I've got my tweezers placed in absolutely the worst spot possible. There we go. That should be flat. So many lonely people. They should come here and watch me. Yeah. Do you know how much better my life would be if I had more viewers? Like, in general. How's it going, ITT? Welcome, welcome. I gotta be careful when soldering the tab here, that I don't get solder into the holes for the cap. It's good seeing you on BitLooney's stream there, ITT. Okay, I did get solder into the hole for the cap. Maybe I just have the wrong solder wick, but it never seems to work for me. like the mesh is too tight. Look, it didn't suck anything. Little flux. Can try. Problem is, it's hard to get a little flux. You always get a lot of flux. Soaked yours down with flux, yeah. This has now got a ton of flux on it. It's like not even touching it. It's like the wick is like too tight. It's like the wick is like too conductive. Look at that. It grabbed like barely any. Whatever. I'll just deal with it. Prep all your pads before you... first of all, welcome. Welcome, artist U5K. I disagree. And the reason why I disagree with you is that a lot of parts like this regulator, you need to tack one leg at a time, and if you prep all your pads, then you'll never be able to get it to sit flush. So I always do one pad, tack, then the other pad, and so on. Now this is going to be a little challenging because we have to get this capacitor on, but then also we have to pass the legs of another capacitor through here and solder them. So it's going to be a little tough. But I'm gonna fill all of the cap spots on this for sure. Just because I know that the NRF24L01, that thing will suck down capacitance like nobody's business. It has a massive power draw when it starts transmitting. Uh-oh, where are my caps? Oh, here they are. We're good. All right, so biggest one I have is 47 microfarad. So we need 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There we go. All right, here we go. This is hard because you guys are sitting exactly where my eyes need to be. That is a tight fit in there. They are sitting flat. Thank you, ITT, for mentioning that. I have screws loose. I'm like moving this around and I'm hearing a screw. It's this one. Look at that. I'm hearing like a jingle bells sound. Can't over tighten these because they are ceramic. So if you over tighten it, it'll crack. ITT, any progress into your YouTube channel? I'm curious as to what your first videos will be. Oops, soldered those two together. They are in parallel. So it isn't the end of the world. What I might do is just ignore it and then I'll do a hot air reflow. Oh, I see. There's no solder on the one on the right's pad. So that is a little bit problematic. So I'll use hot air to try to get them to stick. There we go. Canadian bacon at your local store. Oh, you mean bacon? So Canadians, I mean, you'd be hard pressed to find what you would call Canadian bacon. Like, we do have it, but most of us just eat regular bacon. Yeah, we do have back bacon. Usually, so maybe I'm wrong, but I always think of the Canadian bacon to be the back bacon with the pea meal. I don't know if that's wrong. But whenever someone says Canadian bacon, that's what I picture. We do indeed produce bacon. I think anything farming related that's not tropical, we produce. Because that's one thing about Canada is we've got a shit ton of land. Lots of bacon, lots of milk. Small slice of ham with little different, making Egg McMuffin type sandwiches. When I get I am a fan of the Egg McMuffin, even though it's gotten to be damn near unaffordable these days. But when I do, I get a sausage McMuffin. Feel like you just get more sustenance, you get more bang for your buck. Might be too much wind still. There we go. So aside from the capacitor hole that is filled, everything is nice and soldered on. Just need to let that cool, and we're in business. Canada's really big, yeah. Probably not growing many pineapples, no. I'm correct. Learned something today. Is it with the pea meal then? So that's what it is? I can't state how lucky I am that I still have but also had a partner that wanted to get her shit together and buy a house. Because if we hadn't bought this house when we did, back in 2012-ish, we wouldn't be able to afford to rent an apartment today. Like we would be able to afford, but we would have to be out of the city or something. Because rent right now is more expensive. Rent on an apartment right now is more expensive than the mortgage on our house. If you can believe that. Is crazy. One of the capacitor bridged with the regulator. Let me see. I don't think so. Nope. It looks all good. Just the tab. So yeah, I'll have to empty the whole of the tab there. Okay. So now I think I will solder on my Raspberry Pi. Let's grab a RPi right here. I need some pins. Is it bad that we're in like early December and I'm looking forward to when fishing season opens again in like April, May? I have been thinking of something. I have been thinking of trying some ice fishing this year. You just want to get through winter? Yeah, me too. By the way, my wife is hating the temperature. She is not coping well. She's always cold to start with. And it is like, it got cold the other day. 3rd of December, ITT. Oh, well, happy birthday. How old are you now? We are the 3rd, right? I'm not wrong. I think I'm correct. Did you do anything special to celebrate your birthday? By the way, Basement Electronics and I, we have a meeting today at some point after lunch or this evening. We might be starting a collaboration project. We'll see. We'll see what the details are. There we go. 3rd of December, yeah. Okay, so it is 3rd of December. So is your birthday the 2nd or the 1st? First, okay. So you had such a wild party that you skipped a day. That's what happened, huh? Me? Do I have my own channel? Yeah. This is my own channel, and then also Simple Electronics is my main channel. youtube.com/@Simple Electronics. This channel is the casual making stuff for the main channel. You did nothing special. Well, that's because you are special enough. There was no need. It was redundant. You're already special. Yeah, no kidding. Some days, thanks for the link, Gerald. Some days you wish you could do nothing. I'll tell you my favorite thing to do right now is when I was younger, in the mid 2000s, I started playing World of Warcraft. I don't know if you guys ever played that, but that's where I met my wife. We played for years, and then we stopped playing because the game changed and the people who played it changed and everything changed. So World of Warcraft is a subscription game, so you cannot play without paying monthly unless you just want to try the game. You can play a couple hours in like a trial. I think you get to level 10 or level 20. But anyways, what am I looking for? My capacitor bucket up there. So we stopped playing because the game changed and the players changed and the what they call the meta, like the way to play, has changed. However, there are first, your age is the same as last year. Okay, 2024. That's your age, 2024. 1,000 UF. I want to get a reasonable size cap on there. So we stopped playing because we were paying money and the game wasn't as fun anymore in our opinions. However, there is what they call private servers. And private servers are like projects, like people, groups of people sort of like hacked the game data and they were able to make it work, and most of them are free. So we've been playing, we played on private servers a couple years ago. We got into it again. So essentially, my fun right now is having a date night with my wife where we play World of Warcraft together on this private server. So that is my jam. Now the bad part about that is that we both work a lot, but my wife works a lot. So we don't always have time. I don't have my main channel in the description. What a nub. Professional YouTuber, folks. So sadly, we don't have as much time to play as we would want to, but that is my fun. So we have a date, you know, my wife and I have a date, we'll get snacks, we'll play World of Warcraft. That's our jam. Good morning, Franco. The nice part about the private server is that it's free. You don't have to feel like you need to play so much to offset the cost. Like you don't need to get, 60 hours of playtime per month or 100 hours of playtime per month to make it worth your while. The other thing that's cool is that it's a big open world. So you can literally just explore. I do wish that I could erase my memories of it and go back out and explore for the first time again. That'd be great. Yeah, the regulator pretty much. So there, let me trim this down first, and then I will explain, because I bought like a whole host of cutters, but I can never find them when I need them. Just want to make sure it's not shorted here. Not shorted. So the regulator has these two caps on the input and these two caps on the output. So they have input capacitance and output capacitance. But then there's this cap, that little brown one, and this cap. They are between the regulator and the NRF24L01. And the reason for that is the NRF24L01 requires a ton of capacitance, because when it starts transmitting, it tends to brown out these regulators and brown itself out. So, that being said, there's 2 caps on the input, 5-volt input, and there's 3 ceramic caps on the output, and 1 massive, doesn't even say, 470 microfarad cap on the output as well. So this should have tons of reserve capacity to be able to handle a little voltage, a little bit of a current spike. And if it can't handle it, then I can always solder another one onto the pads of the NRF24L01 itself. So this will go into here, like so, and we'll solder that on, and then we'll just have a couple more things solder on, and we should be good for doing some code. No, why would there be a resistor? Like, if you know something I don't, please let me know, but I don't know why there would be a resistor there. There we go. We got to make sure that that is flat. Sure does look flat. Okay, I'm gonna flip this. That must be a ground because it's very hard to solder. This one still didn't solder. Looks good to me. You have a camera on the way for the channel. Same one you use for the microscope. Nice. Very nice. I can't wait to see it. Depending on how my meeting with Basement Electronics goes, and when you start your channel, we may have something to discuss with you. You know what I should have done? I should have soldered the cap on this side and just had the legs a little bit longer. Oh well, not a big deal. Cool. Now we just need a couple of pins through here, and then we're good to go. From buying so many microcontrollers, I have so many of these pins. Oh, what an idiot. I placed them by hand. I didn't make them 0.1 inch apart. What a nub. In good British, I can't believe you've done this. I'll just pretend I meant to do that. And we'll just say it's because I wanted more spacing to be friendlier for soldering. Although this will make it a lot harder to solder now. Yeah, I did do that. Yeah, true. I did do that to keep it as close to the NRF as possible, but I think the length of the legs would have been okay. Who knows though? I know I put the footprint on the back. The reason the footprint is on the back is because it wouldn't have fit. But I think I was thinking of soldering it on. It doesn't matter. You know what? It's really a non-issue now because the next board can be soldered the other way anyways. So we have to make up 2 of these boards. Either way. Got to be very careful when you're straightening these pins because you can't be touching the pin that you're soldering. So it's not even flat now. Nope, I do not have a reason. But that's good though, because the fact that you're saying that you noticed it, that means I can just blame you in the video. I can't believe my chat has done this to me. They're supposed to be on my side. Actually, that's a lie. Most hold on, let me set this up. Most people's audiences are active antagonists. I've got a pretty good audience, though. I just like blaming you guys because I got no one else to blame but myself. No, definitely not. How did your work thing go this morning, Mr. Ireland? There we go. Went really smooth. 10 minutes for the change, 20 minutes for testing. Very nice. There's a weird thing where apparently there's no more IT jobs. Do you know anything about this? It seems like too many people went into IT careers, and then the job market went bust. Do you know anything about that? Because, like, I'm literally looking for anything that won't hurt my back. Definitely a saturated market. Okay, okay. Because I'm learning coding, but most of the coding I've been learning so far has been web development, and I'm okay with that because I do a little bit of web development for my YouTube channel, but the next stuff is going to be more coding, and I don't think I'll get a job doing coding. I may be able to. So AI doesn't really handle IT at the moment. IT is they get very specific. Gotcha. IT is very hands-on. Like AI, I bet you could replace about 90% of the help desk calls, because most of the help desk stuff is simple stuff and it's all repeating. But like AI can't go and like physically hit the reboot switch on your server, or AI won't be able to do proper configurations of whatever. It's AI is not there yet. IT support, the same way we solve all our problems with Google, yeah. Because like you can get AI to tell Jen in accounting for the 18th time this week that turning off her monitor is not turning off her computer. AI can do that. But when Jen in accounting's computer gets malware, AI can't really help with that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, did you unplug it, plug it back in? I I like reading Reddit stories, and there are tons of Reddit stories about people who, like, they just don't, the thing is, people aren't good at diagnostics. That's not their job. And so, like, if my computer didn't turn on, I would check the basics. Is the outlet working? Is the computer plugged in still? But some people, it's just not their thing. They don't think about it ever. They have someone else in their life that does that for them, or they use Apple products, which are, you know, a thing. So I get it. Is that Play-Doh? Oh, yeah, it's Blue Tack. It's to stick posters onto the wall, but it works really well. AI can clear your server for you because it was stressed, yeah. Classic Aliwick. Good morning, The Brack Show. Did I watch the IT Crowd? I did not. Is that a show I should watch? Compare it to something for me to see if I would like it. First level support is reading off checklists. AI is capable of that, correct. But the other thing is, don't forget that people are convinced that they've done nothing wrong. And if you have an AI saying, try rebooting your computer, the first thing I would do is say, I've done that. Next. Right? But I do know from the Reddit stories that there are some people who they go down this troubleshooting tree to the point where IT has to come down, or help desk has to come down and physically look at their computer, and they didn't do the first step, and that actually fixes their computer. Okay, so this hole, I think we got it hot because the solder ran. So what's the can someone like compare the IT Crowd to a TV show that I might know? Because like some people love The Big Bang Theory, for example, and I think that show is abhorrent. I gave it a shot, and I couldn't find a single redeeming quality in the first couple episodes, and I just gave up. It was like so bad. And I understand, like, tons of people love that show, but it's just not for me. You know what I mean? Okay, this is not working out particularly well. Okay. I'm liking what I'm hearing there, Curtis, because there is a show that is like The Big Bang Theory for nerds. Like, so actually nerdy people would like it. And that show is Silicon Valley. And I absolutely love Silicon Valley. It is a phenomenal show. If you guys haven't seen it, if you're nerdy and you haven't seen it, I'm afraid to say you're doing it wrong. Silicon Valley is an awesome show. Never saw that one. I think it's an HBO show. It is incredible if you're a nerd. Silicon Valley is a triumph. So the creator, hold on, I don't want to get this wrong. I want to make sure. I think the creator is the creator of King of the Hill. Who created Silicon Valley? TV show. Yeah, Mike Judge. Correct. Yeah. It is the creator of King of the Hill. And King of the Hill is one of my all-time greats. If you go onto a website, here, let me take a pause because I'm getting frustrated with this from soldering anyways. If you go onto a site called Just Watch, so here's Just Watch, and then you go Silicon Valley. So it tells you, so it's on, this is probably Canada. Yeah, this is Canada. I don't know how to change the country, but so for me, I would have to watch it on Crave or Crunchyroll or Prime, but Crave, yep, Prime. But there's a way to change the country. How do you change the country? So anyway, it's called Just Watch. How do you change the, here, I'll put Just Watch UK. How do you change your country? My wife does this for a living, so she would know. Oh, available in, here we go, Europe. Wait, UK is not technically Europe anymore. Anyways, United Kingdom. Okay, so Just Watch UK, and then you go Silicon Valley. It's on Prime Video. The Sky Store, Rakuten. So, yeah. So, yeah, I could use a solder sucker. But I would seriously consider watching it. I can't believe it has 6 seasons. I've watched everything. It was so good. So good. Well, do you have Sky? The other thing is you could, how do I put this lightly? Borrow it. Borrowing is a good word. You could, yeah, borrow it. I don't know if I'm making myself clear. Actually, I think the UK is not friendly to content borrowers. So maybe don't do that one. Your PC froze. Alternative means. How do I... Maybe if you go to the Wikipedia page... Do you know what LeetSpeak is? How do I make this obvious without making this obvious? You don't borrow IP? So, I think the morals... okay, borrowing IP is illegal. Let's put it that way. Borrowing IP is definitely illegal. We can all agree with that. But I think the morality of it is a little gray. It's not black and white. And the reason is, if there is no way you could ever purchase it, like let's say Franco is not a rich man, and if there's no way he would ever purchase it, I think that's more justifiable than someone who has a good job. You know what I mean? So legality is clear. It's clear that it's illegal. But the morality is unclear. Okay, do I just stop being a wuss and just burn my finger and get this in? Because this is getting frustrating. So when I was a kid and I didn't have any money, I used to borrow IP. These days, it doesn't really happen. I will say, yeah, doesn't really happen. Like, for example, I borrowed, when I was younger, Stardew Valley. I don't know if you know that game. It's a game where you just, essentially, you own a farm. It's like a Harvest Moon, but not with a Nintendo slant, essentially. It's a little bit less family friendly, but not so much so. I borrowed that game, and then I loved it, and then I bought the game. But still, certain media that never be directly available because of the region you live in. Yeah, correct. So that is that is, again, that's where the morality comes in. If the content owner never ever wants me to watch it because of where I live, then what do you want me to do? Played it, it depressed you. You never tried getting a girlfriend, and during the Harvest Festival, the fortune teller told me you'd be alone forever. Oh my God. Wow. That's hilarious. You can also see there are content creators like people who own the IP of things, who have come out on the record and said, if you can't afford to buy it, I still want you to experience it. You should pirate it. I believe Adam Savage is one of those people. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it was him who said, yeah, you can't afford Mythbusters, or it's not available where you are, you have my blessing. I think that's what he said. Weird Al is like that, yeah. 'Cause, I mean, the thing is, again, here comes the morality, right? If you're rich off your content, do you miss an extra, like, $100? I mean, you're also talking to someone here who, like, I chose not to make money off most of the stuff I do. Like, I would much rather everyone have access to the stuff I'm doing. Okay, this is not working. This is not working. I'd rather everyone have access to the stuff I'm doing and have, like, storefronts foot the bill. You know what I mean? Like, I would much rather have PCBWay pay me once or twice a month to make content in order to keep content free for all of you. That is part of my ethos on the channel. And, like, could I have made a lot more money doing advertisements for gambling and crypto scams and stuff like that? Yes, of course. Yeah, I have my board holder is somewhere. Like I said, I'm not super organized here. I'm looking for it now. I'm also working on something. I'm not talking about the collab, the potential collab with Basement Electronics. I am talking about something else altogether. I am planning on launching a website very shortly. Yeah, I completely get you, Gerald. It's really I can totally. First of all, that game has, like, some pretty crazy, like, feelings-based things. Like, it hits home for a lot of people, not just you. But anyways, I'm launching a website soon that I'm working on, and by soon I mean probably in early 2026. Which I could, instead of doing the website, I could just write a book, an ebook, and sell it. And probably make, it's kind of niche topic, but I could probably, over the course of a couple of years, make a couple of thousands of, ouch, Jesus Christ, just burned myself. I could probably end up making a couple $1,000. But I am choosing to not. I'm choosing to do it for free instead of, what is going on? Instead of making money, I'm going to be doing stuff for free. And in a way, I mean, in a way, I really should be doing more stuff for money, but it's just not part of my ethos. I'm just hoping that people are happy. That's it. You mother effer. Not really. It's kind of sliding all over the place still. But anyways. So it's a decision. Like, my wife and I talk about it a lot. That I do a lot of stuff for free. And I'm not... Oh, the screws are messing with me. Oh. So I'm kind of screwing myself over because I do a lot of stuff for free and I'm not in a comfortable position financially. But the thing is, I still have to live with myself, right? So although I'm not saying that IP owners should all give away their stuff for free, it is not ITT. But it does. You know what? In the end, it doesn't matter. Let me put it this way. Whenever you do a Google search now, everything is AI. Like, everything is AI. You have to specifically put operands onto your Google searches to not have the AI result, but it doesn't matter because everything is AI. All searches are now AI optimized. Everything is AI. And the other thing that is nuts is that people have published books, tons of people, like not just one or two, tons of people have published books using AI to write it all for them. Then they do minor edits maybe. And these people made a shit ton of money. And the thing is, you could forgive people that would put more effort into it, vet things better or whatever. And did a better job of it. But the thing is that you won't get a lot of those people because everyone's going to accuse you of doing AI slop anyway. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a no-win situation. I think we have to contend with the fact that that AI is here. There's no stopping it. There's no putting the genie back into the bottle. And I think AI is a tool. And as long as it's treated as such, it'll be okay. The number one thing, though, I would say, is you have to be responsible for your output. Oh, yeah, but again, whether or not. So the thing is, people can protest AI because it takes IP. All you want. But the fact is that the IP stealers, in the meantime, are just all making money. And so I would never, ever blame an artist or an author or anybody like that for using AI to make their content faster or better or more precise or whatever. Because your alternative is to stop making your art, stop making your stuff. And that is not a good alternative. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if I'm getting across proper here, but you can't like stop being an artist just because AI exists. I think that's the worst part of AI right now, is that the big wigs are making a shit ton of money off of it. And you'll see backlash from all the small people, like any small creator that uses AI. And you see it in YouTube too. You see people who use AI to make their thumbnails more clickable, right? And then their audience just goes absolutely bonkers on them, and they stop watching this YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel who tried to use AI to improve their situation gets shat on, but the big companies that are profiting from all this, they just continue profiting. It's absolute horse crap. People have to direct their anger in the correct way. Now, again, it is my it is my personal opinion that you are always responsible for your output. So if I put out something that AI has touched, it doesn't matter if the AI got it wrong. The truth is, I got it wrong, right? Because it's my project. That means that I am responsible for the output. So I think that's one big thing that you have to be aware of. But I think, no, stop it, ITT. If a YouTube creator can double their click-through rate by using an AI image because they're not skilled enough to use GIMP and Photoshop and whatever, then you shouldn't be pissed at the freaking YouTuber. The YouTuber's doing what they need to do to survive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because your anger or your disapproval, let's just say your disapproval of the use of AI affects the small creator 1 trillion times more than it affects Google, for example. So you're basically crapping on someone who's not even part of the problem. And that is frustrating. Because, like, I'll tell you, I will be direct with you right now. I'm going to be very direct with all of you. I would not have ever the courage to tackle this project, this one I'm putting together right now, if I couldn't bother AI with helping me code. Yeah, fine. Tell them in the comments it's not right. But again, you are upsetting, right? You are making a creator's day shittier for something that they don't really have control over. They're just trying to get their video viewed by more people. That's all they're doing. And then the core audience gets pissed off at them for having the audacity to try to reach more people. So you see where it's kind of like you're directing your anger in the wrong place. You should be instead, emailing Google, telling them that they shouldn't be stealing people's work to make AI. And the thing is, you're going to email Google. Google won't even read it. But that small creator is really going to be hurt by it. I'm just saying. And you're allowed to have your principled stance, for sure. I'm not saying you're not. I'm just saying I don't think it's going to have the effect, the desired effect. Because, again, I'm telling you right now, I am attempting much more complicated projects because of AI. Like, much more. That's not right. Here, I'll tell you something else. Here, how about I phrase it like this? My videos bring in, let me check. Here, I'm actually going to check. Okay, so the I Challenge You video. Except you're choosing to exercise the little power you do have against the small creator instead of the big company. So I will, video performance. Okay, so my last video, I get mine, I just order them from AliExpress, my parts. So my last video brought in $3.98. $3.98. Do you know how much it would cost me to have a thumbnail made for my channel? Have you looked into what a thumbnail artist charges? And I'm talking about someone who doesn't use AI. No, I won't always stick up for AI. I think I'm sticking up for creators. So my channel, my video brought in under $4 US. And if I had to pay a thumbnail artist, that would have been like $150 US. And so I happen to know how to use image editing software. But does everybody? No. And so I'm saying you guys as if it's everyone, but the people who are bashing AI are essentially telling those people, you don't have the right to use the tools to bring people in. Even though the big companies will keep profiting from them. And you know what sucks too? Just this opinion I'm holding now is enough that it's going to upset some people and they'll unsubscribe. You know what I'm saying? So should AI be stealing content? Of course not. But the cat's out of the bag. So right now, the only people who are profiting from it are the companies who stole the stuff. And then people will get pissed at small creators instead of the people who actually did the thing. So that's all I'm saying. All I'm saying is that it takes a lot of skill to make thumbnails. It takes a lot of skill to make videos. And if you want to optimize your videos to get more views, you need a good thumbnail and a good title. I'm just also be aware that the electronics YouTubing world is dying. Everybody's views are down. So we need to attract outside viewers, because I'll tell you, if I only had YouTube to pay my mortgage, I would be homeless. AI is just super Google that can help you by bringing all the knowledge to bear on any problem. Sort of. Sort of. You're sort of right. I think it exists somewhere in between what you said and where the doomers place it. So I think it exists somewhere in the middle. The thing is, like, anything that's on Wikipedia or the dictionary, AI is pretty good at regurgitating and understanding. It can give you sort of surface level knowledge of all that stuff. But you know what's the crazy part? I don't think that AI would have been as much of a phenomenon as it is, if Google didn't start sucking horribly in the last 7 or 8 years. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Google searches have been a severe downgrade. That's right, Sidman. That's the other thing, is that AI is a great summary machine. So if you need to know the surface understanding of something, It's phenomenal at that. The other thing that's really cool about AI is that you can sanity check with it. I'll tell you, all the email scams, once they start using AI for spell checking, it is over. AI does not often make grammatical errors. I have used it to make professional, like my writing level is way better in English than in French. I went to university in English. So when I need to communicate with people in my life that is in a professional sense in French, I use AI. I write it in English, and then I have AI translate it to French. It's really cool too because you can tell it the regional dialect you're looking for. So I specifically state Ontario French because Quebec French is very different, and as is European French, like France French. So it is only via AI that I'm able to get really professional looking translations. Find out how many Martian days are in a Martian year. Results came back with Earth years. 668 Martian days, by the way. What kind of flux do I use? Just this stuff. RMA 223. Made in China. Okay, so that's good. That's done. So next up is, yeah, well, this is a syringe. You can put a tip on it as the lure lock system, and then you can put a plunger in the back here, but I haven't bothered. And plus, I mean, for this kind of soldering, I just kind of want to flood fill the whole thing anyways. Okay, so next let's put on, so I want to try to put on the mini NRF module. It's going to be difficult to solder, to say the least, because that needs to go on here with very precise alignment. This could go horribly wrong. But that's why you guys are here. For the poop show. Squeeze bottle with a needle makes a lot of sense. It's a very smart way to do it. Shit. Did move it a touch. Let me see what it looks like before I go messing with it. I think that actually soldered properly. No ventilation. Raw dogging it, my friend. Yeah, I also have paste. It does work. I just don't like taking out the I don't like taking out the hot plate just for a couple of joints. Feels good. Okay, so now we can. I'm going to try to pop the cap down this way this time. Even though, like, I could put it here. Actually, I might put it on the pads for the. I might do that. Give me a second. 470. So I think this is ground. Yeah. So I'm going to pop this in like so. It's going to be a little crooked. That's okay, because it's going to sit up on that 0805 a little bit. Why does that look different size to this one? 470. Oh, it's a 10 volt instead of a 16 volt. That's okay. Pretty sure that's ground there. Need to get a flexible hose for it. No, they're both the same, but the NRF 24L01 is a transceiver. So it's basically a transmitter and receiver all in one. And so one board will be the transmit, the other one will be the receive. Yeah, but fan has nowhere to blow. Keeps the fumes out of your face. Yeah, I get used to exhaling when I see the fumes heading my way. Okay, how's that look? Looks pretty good. So we got a nice 10 volt cap here, 470 UF. We've got to do these headers. And then should be good to go. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's just one way, though. Hopefully that's enough capacitance to keep this from browning out. But again, if I need more, I can solder another like 0805 across these two leads. I can solder in another capacitor right there. And I can solder a capacitor across these two leads there. So should be okay. I will definitely put on some pin headers. By the way, it is a 10:15. So we've been going for 2¼ hours. And I have not done any code yet. See if they all go into these holes. By the way, it will be coffee break pretty soon. One of those bolt holders is very handy when you have to flip the board around. Yep. Not your favorite. Yeah, I agree. It's not my favorite either, but it works really well. And I think, honestly, the design is pretty simple. So I might just make my own eventually out of ABS plastic with the Centauri carbon. I can't explain to you guys how much that 3D printer has like opened up the capabilities of my workshop. It is an incredible printer. Yeah, and also we're not doing any ESP stuff, by the way. It's all RP2040, and it's RP2040 and NRF24L01. Doing surface mount projects now since you have more PIC micro surface mount chips. Can I ask why you use PIC microcontrollers? Is there a project requirement that the PIC fulfills perfectly, or is it just for learning and messing around? So I'm not judging your choice at all. I am just curious because I would never choose to use a PIC unless it was just for fun, to see how it was done in the olden days. And if that's the same for you, then we're on the same page. Otherwise, I need to know. Come on. It's very hard to solder upside down. Oh. A glove on the hand would make... Yeah, it would probably make it easier, yeah. I agree. It's also my stubbornness for using a chisel tip in an area that I can't see. There we go. Got it. Sorry, RP... Wait. Can you explain? Are you saying that the Raspberry Pi, if there's too much capacitance, it won't work? Because I don't think that's a thing. Too much capacitance on like the digital pins, yes, but not on the power rails. Because capacitance on the digital pins will not allow clean switching because it has to drive too much current. Some new PIC MCUs, really cool. One series is programmable logic on the board. Interesting. Hobbyists just build for your own purposes. You like the PIC because it is small and probably because it is the first chip you gained interest in. Gotcha. All right, ITT, then I'm just confused. I'm just lost. I don't know, because you said don't put more capacitance, but it's not on a digital line. It's on the power rail. So I guess I'm just not understanding what's the issue. All that capacitance is just on the power rail. And it's to avoid brownouts because the NRF is known for browning out on when you start transmitting, even at low power. Correct. Yeah, Big Clive. Yep. Yep, that's why he you know what? Big Clive is a total nerd. which I love. But he is not a technologically friendly nerd. Like, he's not into tech. He's into electronics. There's usually an overlap on those two. But Big Clive is not like a... He's more of like an olden days admirer, enjoyer. Come on, why won't you solder? Oh, okay. Okay, so we're in agreement then, ITT. We're saying the same thing. We're just there's a communication breakdown somewhere. Solder, damn it. So it's hard because the solder doesn't flow uphill as easily. There we go. The mouse bot. All the guts out of the old computer mouse and made it into a line follower. Very cool. That's true, artist, but then usually it unseats anyway. So you are correct. But I am also stubborn. Oh, you bastard. Getting too old for this. You mean these? This, so I custom made a holder, goes onto the base of this, and it has a little clip. Problem is, it doesn't hold tension. So you place it like this, it doesn't hold tension. You need to make a tensioning mechanism. It holds in place, just doesn't hold tension. Come on, get in there. Are you pushing only the voltage? I'm not sure what that means. Can you rephrase that, please? Look at my poor finger pushing these pins through. All right, so now I can flip her around and actually solder it. What? Yeah, there's no resistor needed. I'm not sure where the resistor comes in. Go look up the AMS 1117 datasheet, and you'll see there's no resistor. There we go. That is soldered. Now we're going to solder the RP. And once the RP is soldered, it's going to be a coffee break for me because I have too much blood in my coffee system. Ow. Oh, I think I just almost cut myself on my new microscope setup. Sharp, crisp, sharp. By the way, I am working on, in the new year, I won't promise it now because it's way too early, but in the new year, I will have a ditch Arduino and switch to MicroPython series. Pretty excited about that. I am planning on completely, welcome back. I'm planning on completely abandoning Arduino. And I think I will do most of my coding in Python. So therefore using the MicroPython system. I am a fan of C though. So when I get better, more skilled, I'll then do videos on that. But Arduino is not dead, but it is definitely dying. Qualcomm, I think they freaked out. They saw that the community did not like their changes. But I'm sorry, Qualcomm, but you suck. The Arduino Q is a steaming pile of excrement. If you don't want us meddling in your systems, then we don't want you to meddle in ours. I will gladly switch to MicroPython. I've already switched to the RP2040. I have some really nice RP2040 boards as well. I think so. I'll tell you one thing. So I'm a YouTuber. So I make money off of making videos on new stuff, right? So I make money, I garner attention, get views, whatever, however you want to position it. I have a standing offer because I asked Basement Electronics if he can ship me his Arduino Q, the newest Arduino. I would pay for shipping, both ways. I would just borrow it, use it, make a couple videos, send it back. And he said fine. He said, because he's a really nice guy, he said, yeah, no problem, I'll send it to you. And then when it came down to it, I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I don't want to deal with it. It's not cool, it's not fun, it's shit. I'll pass. And that's the reality of the situation. It's overpriced. It's horribly unsupported. It's a dud. It's a no. I'm not interested. I don't think my audience would be interested. It's a non-starter. So I don't even want to play with one for free. Can you imagine paying $100 for one? I don't want to play with one for free. So that's where I stand right now on the Arduino Q and the bigger Qualcomm acquisition. I just don't care. Wait and see mode with it. I don't really have application for the technology. Your Raspberry Pi SBCs are just fine. Did I make those pin holders? I'm not sure what you mean. The pin holders. This? The board holder? Because if so, no. The ones I just got through soldering. I'm so confused. So I soldered this onto a breadboard. This is a standard breadboard. And then I lifted it off and I put them into a female pin header. So grab two of these 9-pin female pin headers. The holders, like these, the circuit boards. Yeah, I made these. These are my original design. Definitely. They'll be available once the video is up. They'll be available on PCBWay.com. Great way to support me is to order boards. But as usual, everything I do, there's zero cost to entry. So you can just take all the components and breadboard it yourself or make it on Vero board or whatever you want. The ones that are yellow. These things? No. No, you can, you order these in whatever color you want. These specifically that are in this bag are the result of me ordering a shit ton of microcontrollers, and they come with the microcontrollers, and so I just put them all in a bag. It's kind of embarrassing how many micros I have, because this is just the RP side. So there's an RP 2040 and 2350s. This is the Atmel stuff. So just between Atmel and RP, I probably have like 40 micros here. And then I have a box with a bunch of ESPs right here. Look at all the ESPs I have. Way too many. If you're gonna buy some from AliExpress though, I would appreciate if you use my affiliate link in the description. Same thing with Amazon. So these are our 2 completed boards. So now we need to do the coding part. But I need to go get coffee first. So there we go. Be right back for coffee. Yeah, it did go a lot faster. Thank you. We're going to be doing the coding when I get back from coffee break. I am back. All right, let's see. Very good job on the second board. Thank you. The Atmel thing's the one you will never use again. I don't know about never, but yeah, I'm not excited to use them. That's for sure. Can you do an episode on how you make your boards? Put the traces, all that stuff. That would be nice. Indeed, I have a video for you. youtube.com/simpleelectronics. And if you go to videos, do a search, KiCad. So KiCad for beginners, all this stuff. So 1, paper to PC, 2, setting up footprints, 3, laying out the board, 4, setting the silk, and 5, uploading to a fab. So that is all done. And then you can make your custom symbol as well. So here, this one has 20,000 views. Whoop. It's probably time to revisit this. Share. There we go, share. It's probably time to revisit this at this point, because this was KiCad. Probably 7. I don't know. But yep, there you go. Enjoy. So yeah, literally I take KiCad 5. Jesus Christ. We're in KiCad 9. This was pre-COVID. Guys, life has changed so much since pre-COVID. So yeah, this was then. So I just go through opening a project. Here is my circuit schematic, and then I put the components down. So you put the components down, you make a circuit. It is time for an update. You're right. Let me put it on my my Google Sheets that keeps all my video ideas. Setting KiCad for beginners. There we go. It's on the list. Also, if I can direct you, let me see, youtube.com/SEstreams. Well, okay. So if this is the live stream now. So here are the forms to fill in if you guys have video ideas or requests to buy stuff. So I've got forms. So you just go ahead and click on those, and you can do suggestions or whatever you want. What? Oh, that's not accurate, is it? Weird. Okay, anyways. If I go, I don't know how to access it right now, but anyways, the forms are there. So you can fill that in. So there you go. And this is unsubscribed YouTube, so we don't need this. Okay, anyways. Oh yeah, we're doing coding now. Oh, we're gonna do it in the Arduino IDE, sadly. I also need to figure out where my NRF stuff went. Okay. Okay, so could not be some reason, whatever. Sure, install all the updates. Okay, so let's go to our good friend ChatGPT. It's just you and me. Whatever. For some reason, the UI says there's 198 views already, which doesn't make any sense. If I click, yeah, participants, only 2 people. Oh well, whatever. Oh my God. ChatGPT is in trouble. They must have affiliate schemes with retailers at this point. What's wrong with your keyboard? Is it wireless? Excuse me. Let me just grab my coffee here. So my new favorite way to tell GPT what to do is to put stuff in a document and upload the document to GPT. The Christmas kit from AliExpress. Which kit? Let me grab this file. You know what? I'll send you guys to there for a second. File. Save as. Oh my God. Can I not? Can LibreOffice not save as PDF? Oh, export as PDF. Oh, that was close. Export on desktop, PDF. Tree, ball, and star. Okay. Screen. Okay, so anyways, so as I have this, so that is my pin assignments. And so I can just upload this to GPT. Let's grab this to there, put it into here. Okay, I have a PCB made with the pin assignments you see in that document. I have built 2 identical PCBs, one of which is a transmitter. The other is a receiver. For now, assume no OLED will be connected. I would like some code in the Arduino IDE for both a transmitter and receiver. On the transmitter side, have it read 3 potentiometer inputs and transmit that to the receiver. Can't spell. Reviver. Receiver. via NRF24L01, and the receiver should actuate 3 servos based on the position of the pots on the transmitter. Does that make sense? Awesome, Gerald. I will check that out. OLED completely ignored. Yep. Pin mappings. Take it from my document. Servo transmitter code. Receiver code. This looks very simple. Okay, the NRF modules have 47 UF ceramic caps across them, and 470 UF ceramic electrolytic caps across them, and they are being powered by an external AMS 1117 3.3, which have a pair of 47 UF caps on the input and a pair of 47 UF caps on the output. How does that sound? Welcome back, Sidman. We're building a transmitter and receiver system. Basically, think of it of a radio transmitter. Bulk, sudden draw, low ESR, workable, careful about dropout dissipation and how much current the regulator must supply. Common ground, yep, that's good. Really, they want a small cap. Okay. Yep. Yep. Thermal dissipation. Yep. That's okay. Yep. Ferrite bead, yeah, nope, didn't do that. Yep. Yep. Good. They say this is a checklist, but they just put boxes. Reading potentiometer values and sending them to servo outputs. Yep, good. Okay, let's just see. Let's just see if it works. This is very little code. Oh, I'll actually ask it. Can you rewrite the code with enough commenting that even an idiot can understand what is going on? I won't tell him that I'm the idiot, but I think it knows. So this is the transmit. So for the transmit, we'll use the big. we'll use the big one, and for the receive, we'll use the small one. So let me grab this, and I'll grab a USB Type-C. Oh. All right, so copy the code. We will pop it over here. We will new sketch, and I'll save it somewhere. File, save as. Documents Arduino, NRF, RC. And then I'll make a new folder, RC transmit, and then RC TX, save, and you're back there. Okay. All right, let's hit the boot pin. Thank you, boot sequence. Oh, that didn't sound good. When I plugged that in, there was a crunching noise. Anyways, let's see if it uploads. That's always the gist. Upload. Okay, it seems to have uploaded. So now we're going to need another sketch. Use sketch. Back to webcam here. And then file save as. New folder RCRX, and then RCRX. Bring you back here. Copy code. Paste the code. Okay, oops. Gonna need my other. Whoops, you're still on the screen. That's okay. Just rolling over all my wires here. Oh, no, wait. No, you were at the right spot. God damn it. This thing is not set to live. Whatever. All right. Let's hit the boot button. Thank you, boot sequence. And we are going to upload the code. Yeah, the crack was weird. I don't think it was inrush. It sounded more like the plastic was all shitty in the USB-C port. Okay, so that is done. Now the thing is, we will not know if this is working until we plug things in. So let's plug things in. I should have my servos and stuff should be relatively close by. Oh boy. So let's try this out. I did label everything. Okay, that is there. Chunk of carbon. Thought it was a USB snap. Oh, Pile of Stuff has his first December kit build for Patreons. Nice, very nice. Very nice. I like that guy. He's a cool guy. Okay, so here, this one needs potentiometer. So I have 3v3, pot, and ground. So these three are the pots. This is potentiometer 1 on the bottom, and servo 1 is on the top. So should be able to do it. I don't want to grab too big of a servo because I don't want to deal with brownouts if need be. Okay, perfect. Little servo. Snap on, snap off the snapper. I have a snap-on ratchet somewhere around here that another maker had sent me. Not just any other maker, another maker. Okay, so that we can jam on here. Ugh. Done, and we will plug this in. So top, ground is on the outside. So that should be it. So that's this one is done. We'll just need to plug it in via USB. Or we can wire some 5-volt wires, either way. For this though, let me see. You guys never told me to put my shit away. So now this is all over the place. Oh, don't tell me I actually put something away where it needed to go, and that's why I can't find it. Is it pots and caps in the same? Yes, it is. Yeah, constantly a mess. So here is the pot that I want to use. It's a nice slide potentiometer, but I think the most important part for me is that it has wires attached, or has places to attach a wire at least. Let's see. Should have. Okay, I need female to female. So that's female to female. Probably should turn off my soldering iron for soldering. Oh, this is female to male. Female to female. Good. Good. We just need to find one more. So many male to female. I just want female to female. Perfect. Okay, so pot 1 is at the bottom. And ground is on the outside. right? Servo and pot. Okay, yeah. And then the 3v3 comes into here, and then the pot comes into here. The right, oh, yeah, the slide pots. I bought some to make PCBs out of too. Okay, and then VCC, ground. All right, we only have one servo, but that will tell us a lot. Okay, this we can stick down too. Stick this down, and then we can stick this down as well. What if I zoom you in? Okay, stick it down a little further up. Yeah, I'm not sure if these are logarithmic sliders or not, though. They might be. I haven't actually tested. Okay, so now we need two USB connections to plug this in. So one can come from all the way over from my PC. But for the other, I don't know. You think they're linear? That's one. Now for the other, I don't really have a good way to plug USBs in here. So that's another thing I have to deal with. Is this red USB plugged in? I think so. I think so. Let's grab this. So I got another USB cable here. This is just the female end. So I need a USB type C to go in there. Oh, interesting. Didn't know I had a 90-degree micro. What about this guy? This is C. There we go, A to C. That'll do. Okay. So here goes nothing. So first and foremost, which one should we plug first? I guess the transmitter. Okay, transmitter is plugged in. I have no status LEDs, so I don't know what's going on. And then nothing is happening. Oh, did I screw up? What was I thinking? I reversed. I didn't set the servo up properly. I put the signal in the middle. The signal on a servo doesn't go in the middle. Wow, that was a dumb mistake. The servo signal goes on one end so that if you reverse it, you don't short anything. So that was a bad mistake. Not that I can't fix it, but that was a silly mistake. I hate ordering revision 2 boards so much. I also really don't want to slice my fingers open on live stream. That one's out. That's fine, Johnny. Still nothing. Okay. I do need to verify that both my boards are powered up, since they don't have any indicators. So 5 volts. Five volts is good. If I ground, oh, something went wrong there. My camera feed let go. I'm not sure if you guys are still hearing me. Okay, does that work? Yep, okay. That's interesting. I may have accidentally shorted out the 5-volt rail there. It's in the same thing as my thing. Hang on a sec. Let me just check. So that gets no power here. Okay, here. Let me flip this around so that the metal is exposed. So this should be getting 3.3 volts. Ground and power. Yeah, so the 3.3 volt regulator functions. And then so if I go from here to here, just move it up a bit. Yeah, so that pot works. Okay, that's good. Let's confirm that the NRF has its 3.3 in ground. Yep, it does. Okay, let's confirm that this NRF has its 3.3 in ground. So I don't remember which side is the ground pin. Yeah, there we go. Let's 3.3 ground. Is this... has its 5 volts, good. Very hard to probe this NRF, by the way, it's tiny. But I guess I can probe the cap, because the cap pin doesn't change. So just making sure. Yeah, 3.3 there. That's good. Servo should now have its 5 volt in ground. Yep, 5 volt in ground. So something is wrong. Let's check the pin assignments. Does the servo work? Good question. Okay, the servo is getting a signal, because you can hear it. When I attempt to back drive it, it doesn't want to go. If I unplug it, I can back drive it. So just to confirm, oh, so the servo works. So I'll put it out of place. And then, so did you see that? It moved. Put it up here. So you move it out of place. So it works. So the Raspberry Pi is sending a signal to the servo, but either this one isn't listening to the servo, or it's not reading the pot, or not transmitting, or not receiving. Because none of that works. Let me just... Okay, so none of the inputs work on the servo. Here, I'll put it all the way to one end. Nope. 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 Okay, so, well, I tried all the inputs. Let's check the pin. Let's check the pinouts. We did ask AI to do this, so I'm going to check all of the pinouts. So it'll be simple. Okay, so servo on the receiver. Servo 1 is GP0, servo 2 is GP1, servo 3 is GP2. So that's proper. Then the CE is GP3, CSN is GP4. Mozzie and Mizo. This is incorrect. Mozzie is GP5. Okay, Mizo is GP6. Yeah, that's correct. Serial clock is GP7. So that's okay. I'm going to double check here. CE and CSN. No, these are backwards. These are backwards. CSN should be 3, should be 4, and this should be 3. 0, 1, 2, that's okay. Okay, so we did find an error on the receiver already. Yeah, ChatGPT seemed to have screwed up some pin assignments. So let's unplug all of them. Okay, and let's take the receiver, hit the boot sequence, plug it in, and let's save and upload this one. Also, if you short your USB and you're using your USB for your camera, you have to disconnect and reconnect the camera. That's another thing we've learned. Okay, that's done. Now I will hit the boot. There we go. So did it get it right here? No, it didn't. CSN 3, this is backwards, 3, and CE is 4. Okay. Now this one. Again, CE and CSN are backwards. So CSN, wait, what? Hang on. This one's correct. CE 3. Wait, did I just screw that up? Oh no, I just screwed that up. It was correct. GP4 is CSN. And 3 is CE. Why did I screw that up? GP4 is CE, GP3 is CSN. Okay, so they didn't screw up the pin definitions. What is wrong with me? Okay, let me boot that back up. I'm going to put the correct code. Okay. And I just want to make sure GP3 is what the hell is going on? Pin 3 is CE. So it is wrong. 3 is CE and 4 is CSN. Pin 3 is CE, 4 is CSN. Three is CE, 4 is CSN. Okay, I don't know what happened, but I'm uploading this. Congratulations on your meds. Okay, so that's uploaded. Unplug. Now we're going to hit the boot sequence. Pop this one in. Okay, so that is the receiver. Now, the transmitter. Transmitter, okay, CE is 3. CSN is 4. Yep. Mozzie is 5. Meso is 6. 0 o'clock is 7. That's good. And then potentiometer 1 is GP26, then 27, then 28. 26, 7, and 8. 26, 7, and 8. Okay, so this hasn't changed. We didn't make any changes. We did make changes to the receiver. I don't know if they were accurate or not. I don't know. I got really confused there for a moment. So let's unplug this. We're just gonna see if it works. It's pretty cool that your meds get delivered. Okay, servo definitely responds. That does nothing. Does nothing. That does nothing. Okay. So it's not working. What time is it? 11:38. Servo is definitely powered up. So what is wrong here? Okay, so the pot is on pin 26, 27, and 28. Where is that on this? Like up here, 26, 27, 28. So now I just don't know if it's getting over or not. The potentiometer is variating. I did check that. So there. So look, 3.228. So it works. Okay, so that is a thing. Also, I feel like, yeah, these are separate powers. That's very interesting. So you can actually control 2 pots from the same pot. Okay, so servos are getting power. So now we don't know if the packets are leaving, and we don't know if the packets are being received. So let me just ask GPT to double check everything, because we don't have time today for debugging. I'm probably going to end the stream soon. Okay, so it doesn't work. I have checked all my powers and grounds. They work. The potentiometer works. The servo works. It just isn't actuating the servo, and I can't be sure if the problem is on the TX or the RX side. Can you go over your code and double and triple check everything? You are embarrassing me in front of all my friends. There we go. I mean, maybe, but the micro seems to be working. I'm not sure. All right, so let's just run this debug and see what happens. Ugh. It says change if not available. You should tell me if it's available or not. You know what? I think I'll just call it here. The last thing I want to do is debug like this on stream, because the code looks fine. So RF24 and SPI on the transmit. These pins are correct. CE pin defined here, CSN pin defined here. 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know what address 6 means. No idea. So slow data rate, radio pipe. So analog reads. Send the entire struct of values in one packet. So it's literally just, there's nothing going on here. But anyways, we'll figure it out. Tomorrow I have got a doctor's appointment, so I will not be streaming tomorrow, but maybe Friday. 5 characters plus the 0 at the end. Okay. Wait, why is the... Hold on. Why is it... Attach servo 1 pin. Okay. Radio begin. PA level low. That one and the address. Start listening. Map. Data.pot1 to 180, right in the angles. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take off. It's gonna be lunchtime very shortly. Thank you all for being here. So I might see you Friday, but I'm gonna work on this off stream. Catch you in the next one, folks. Thanks for being here. Bye.